Discover how you can boost your Amazon product rankings and create new profit streams using external traffic. In this video, you will learn about PixelMe, a tool that helps Amazon sellers to optimize off Amazon advertising for better conversions and increased organic rankings. If you want to try PixelMe yourself, you'll find the special offer in the description below this video.
Hello, Klik. I'm really excited to have you back on Orange Klik channel today to share us some updates about PixelMe tool, which helps Amazon sellers with off Amazon advertising by optimizing mostly for conversions. Before we go and jump into some of the new details you want to share with us, could you first introduce yourself and also give us a brief overview how PixelMe usually helps Amazon sellers?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, LISETT. Thanks for having me back. Very happy to be here, as always, with Orange Klik. My name's Clayton Atchison. Currently, I'm the director and general manager of PixelMe for Carbon 6. My a brief history is in 2016, sorry. 2014, I was working for a Fortune 500 company. Meanwhile, I was bootstrapping an Amazon to eBay arbitrage company. That went well. And so in 2016, I quit my job. And in 2018, I was able to also get into private label. So I've been a private label seller since 2018. I joined Carbon 6 in 2021, and it's been a crazy but awesome ride. I had a few different positions at the company, moved my way up a little bit, and now I'm basically in charge of PixelMe, and I spend a lot of time these days also helping our DSP team. So that's a quick story of how I got here.
All right, very, very good. And about PixelMe, I know this session will mostly and largely focus on PixelMe, and we're going to go into details, but just kind of to summarize, what is it, why Amazon sellers should even know about it?
Yeah, I think that when you really boil it down, it's all about increasing organic rank and then also trying to find new profit streams. So a lot of people start their searches on Amazon, around 50% of people. Another huge portion of people start their searches on Google. People also shop on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Shopping habits are changing, but one thing that hasn't changed is Amazon loves external traffic. So if you're looking to grow your Amazon business and you give Amazon traffic from other sources, it helps increase your rank. PixelMe helps you do that. And in some cases, depends on the product, and we'll get into that. You can just create a new profit stream from Google or from Facebook to Amazon. So now you're growing your business without, being in the ever also competitive world of on Amazon advertising. So I think that's the quick summary of what PixelMe can help sellers do.
Yeah, definitely that's a very good overview. And I think with the increasing competition also, on Amazon itself, as you mentioned, it's important for Amazons to have a larger picture just how their business works and where they could potentially actually acquire new clients for their business, which, as you said, is also giving a good signal for the Amazon algorithm as well. You prepared us a slide deck as well to go through some of the details. So go ahead, share your screen, and let's see what kind of updates there are and what we should know about using PixelMe.
Thank you so much. We're going to talk today about external traffic and about creating new profit streams and increasing your rank. I'll skip the first slides just talking about me. Part of my job is going around and teaching people how to be successful on Amazon. So I travel a lot and I speak a lot at events all over the world. I've been to Australia, Europe a bunch, India, South America, and mostly in, of course, the United States. So yeah, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I live in San Juan, Puerto Rico. If anybody ever wants to talk about saving money on taxes, Puerto Rico is a great destination for that, but not the purpose of this presentation. So first things first, why does external traffic matter? Why should you care about it, right? The quick answer is Amazon's competing these days with so many other behemoths, with Walmart, with TikTok, Shop, and Shopify stores, amongst others. And so all these huge companies are fighting for your attention, and they're fighting for traffic, right? TikTok Shop is trying to encourage as many people as possible to send traffic to TikTok Shop instead of Amazon, instead of Walmart. And the reverse is true for those other companies. And so what we've seen is that, 2.5 years ago, we had a theory that if we sent Google traffic from Google to Amazon, Amazon's algorithm would like that, right? They would see that and they would increase your rank. So if you target, white t-shirt, you send enough traffic to Amazon from a Google search where somebody typed in white t-shirt, over time, your organic ranking on Amazon for white t-shirt will increase. That's exactly what we've seen. So the story was that many years ago, you couldn't see, when you sent traffic from Google or Facebook or anywhere, you couldn't see what happened afterwards. You were just hoping it turned into sales. You were hoping that it was, positively affecting your business. But then Amazon created Amazon Attribution. They invested many, many millions of dollars into this. And it's because they saw the writing on the wall that more people were going to be competitive in the e-commerce online space. So they said, we got to do something about this. They created Amazon Attribution. And on top of that, in the United States, they added a 10% brand referral bonus. So you're selling a $50 product and you bring traffic from anywhere outside of Amazon onto Amazon, they'll actually give you a rebate for $5, 10%. And that's a direct like competition to Shopify and other stores that might have a lower referral fee. They're trying to take their 15% on average referral fee and knock it down closer to 5 so that you're more likely to send traffic instead of to your Shopify to Amazon, where they're more likely to convert. And Amazon's the best converting website in the world. Everybody has an Amazon account. They already have their addresses saved, their credit card information in there. Checkout's really easy. Return process is, very well known. So they feel really safe on Amazon. So what we've seen is that if we send traffic to Amazon, Amazon increases your rank. We're not the only people that see this. This is 3 other brands talking about it. I think Seller App says it best. It says, fun fact, offsite traffic is 3 times, based on their studies, more effective than PPC when it comes to affecting product ranks. To be honest, I think it's even more than 3 times. I'd have to get with them and ask exactly where they got that data. But all these companies are finding the same thing, that the new Amazon algorithm cares a lot about offsite source sales traffic. So this is a lot of words, but that's basically what it all says. The tool that, I obviously recommend, not because it's part of Carbon 6, but because I believe, and it's my job to make it the very best in the world, is PixelMe. And PixelMe has some special sauce that nobody else has. Nobody. We have a patent that allows us to optimize for conversion. And what this means is that if you're sending traffic from Google to Amazon, that's great. You're going to see an increase in organic rank. But where it really gets sexy, so to speak, is that if you're able to finish that feedback loop and say, okay, Google's going to Amazon, but how do we tell Google what's happening after that traffic leaves Google? How do we, to a high degree of accuracy, and we're about 95% accurate and 100% TOS compliant, how do we say, Google, this click didn't convert, this click didn't convert, this click did not convert, but this one did, and this one converted and they bought 5 of them? Over time, if you're able to tell Google that information, Google says, okay, Clayton, we'll give you more traffic like this that's converting and less traffic like this that's not converting. So they optimize for things like age, gender, time of day, income level, which is really important, marital status, exact location, and a whole lot more. They have a built-in automation system that, is able to optimize for conversion and not just send you click traffic, but specified traffic that's based on your ICP for your product. And this is what every Shopify store in the world does. If you talk to anybody that sells D2C, they say, of course I tell Google what's going on. The results are so much better when you do that. And we usually see that it's about 3 to 4 times better after we optimize for conversion, which we do it after about 20 sales. So the beginning's always a little bit like the worst, I would say. We can have great performance right away, but once you pass 20 conversions, that's when it really starts to take off. On top of that, we have a lot of automations that we'll get into in a little bit. We have an AI integration, we have retargeting technology, and we're also partnered at the highest levels with Google and with Amazon. We're part of the Amazon Emerald program, which I think they're renaming, but something that was really exciting that happened at Amazon Accelerate back in September in Seattle was that they actually integrated PixelMe into the Amazon Seller Central dashboard. They only picked 3 companies to do that with, and PixelMe was one of those. So at Carbon 6, we're very, very proud of that they went through hundreds of companies and they only chose 3. And so some of the PixelMe results, if you're integrated with the widget and Seller Central, you can see that within the widget. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't say that we have a patent on that optimization for conversion technology. First patent I've ever gotten, so that was fun. But it's actually the real purpose of it is to give more value to our customers, which is exactly what we've done. In case anybody's not familiar with PixelMe out there, which I think a lot of people have now become familiar, but there's still people out there that haven't. PixelMe lives in between Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be honest, I do not recommend using PixelMe for TikTok. The attribution, I could go into it and tell a long story, but it doesn't work. Amazon and TikTok, despite having a new integration where you can now shop on TikTok without leaving TikTok, you can shop on Amazon through the TikTok app without leaving TikTok. The attribution is still very broken. So we built everything and put everything in place. So if the attribution starts working, Amazon and TikTok become better friends and work out the kinks. It's there, it's ready, but I can't recommend it as it sits today. Now, Google, Facebook, and Instagram, we have optimization for conversion. They work great. So let's just talk about Google to keep it simple. We send traffic to Google, it goes to Amazon. We're going to grab the data from Google about all the spend that you spent on a product level, campaign level, and keyword level. We're going to bring that all into PixelMe. And then on the other side, we're going to bring in all the data from Amazon attribution about what happened. Was it an add to cart? Was it a purchase? Was it a new to brand purchase? And we put all this data together, overlaid with keyword ranking, BSR over time. And then we also pull in your on Amazon advertising. So we're able to calculate things like tacos. So we can see if your overall business is improving, because that's our number one goal here at PixelMe and Carbon 6. So a lot of data in the dashboard, but all very, very important and like well thought out so that you can see, hey, maybe this Google campaign is at 50% ACoS, and that's not great. But if my ranking went from 15 to 2 and my overall business is doing better and my tacos has decreased, wow, this was a really solid investment from the Google ad perspective. So we put that all together and can give you, a cohesive story about what's actually happening behind the scenes. We're really picky about the products. I don't want to say really picky, but we are picky. It doesn't work for all products. We have a formula that me and a couple of other teammates put together that takes all the data we already have from thousands of campaigns that are running today. And we can look at things like price, the review score, review count, even the category, the subscribe and save status, whether it's on or off, listing history, product display page content, a whole lot more. And we'll give you a score to say, hey, this is like the percentage confidence interval that we have, that we feel like this is going to work really well. And this allows us to do two things. One, make sure we're picking the right clients so we don't have people coming in and then leaving a few months later unhappy. So we know what works and what doesn't. And then also, it allows us, if they have 10 products and they only want to invest in 5 to start with, we can tell them which 5 we think are the home run hitters, so to speak. And that's a free audit that we give, and we've done that for a long time. And I think people find a lot of value in it. I won't go into this too deeply because there's caveats to everything, as there always is with Amazon. But anything beneath 4 stars, I do not recommend. 4 to 4.3 is a little bit tougher. That's where you start to look at how many reviews you have. Is that the average review score in the category? Men's hair growth, for example. A lot of people sell a lot of products that are 4.2 stars. Doesn't fix everybody's hair, but it fixes a lot of people's hair. And if that's the average review, then you're right back into the ball game. We usually reject jewelry, clothing. We find these products to be very shoppable. LISETT, you probably have a bunch of girlfriends that have different styles, right? Like you might love a sweater, but they might hate it. Sometimes there's just anything that's really opinionated and that people enjoy shopping a lot for. We usually reject unless we send the traffic to a storefront where we can actually let them shop within the storefront to find the style, size, color, texture that they like. I'll say very quickly, we have had success with products under 4 stars. We have had success in jewelry. We have had success in clothing, but they're the outliers. More often than not, those products don't succeed very well. The products that do work are the opposite. Anything above 4.3 stars, at least if you have, close to 100 reviews or more, those usually do very well. Products that are the opposite of shoppable, hammers, right? People don't spend hours shopping for a hammer. They got a nail. They want to put it through a wall. That's all, and they want to be done. So products that are more need-based than like want, like jewelry or clothing, Those usually do better. Higher priced items do very well. I'll get into that in a minute. Lower priced items usually have a bit higher ACoS than you see on Amazon advertising. And for those, it's really a rank play. We have a ton of clients that are in the supplement space. Anything that's subscribe and save, this is a fantastic way to get new to brand customers. And then if you are running the D2C and you can afford to take a small percentage of your traffic and push it to Amazon, branded keywords obviously always do incredibly well. And you're actually likely to make more money with a Google sale coming from Google than you are from an Amazon sale because of that 10% brand referral bonus that I discussed. So to keep it moving, I'm going to break down the difference between a lower priced item and a higher priced item. So if you have a $10 product on Google, what we see on average is the cost per click for the keywords for that product on Google, so Google cost per click, is about $1. That's pretty expensive for a $10 product. We have conversion rates as high as 12% and as low as 2%, but the average breaks down to about 5%, which means that you need to get about 20 clicks to get a sale from Google. If you're selling a $10 product and it takes 20 clicks at $1 to get a sale, well, you're at 200% ACoS. And we have customers that have 200% ACoS and they're happy with us. And the reason is because they look at this as an investment. They're looking at it and saying, I know my Google to Amazon ACoS isn't going to be pretty, but what it is going to do is it's going to increase my rank on my top keywords. And I'm going to make all that money back and more with organic sale increase. And that's getting back to our dashboard, why we look at BSR, keyword rank, and tacos. We're looking at this holistically and trying to find a way to really grow your business. So low-priced item is an indirect profit stream. It's really about increasing rank, and that's where you get your money. Now, with higher-priced items, all the same things are true with the lower-priced items, that you are going to increase your rank, you're going to get more organic sales. But also, an important thing to mention is that with higher-priced items, we see, let's say, a $150 product. We see the cost per click on Google is still about $1. It just doesn't scale with the price of the product. So what that means is that if we go back to the math and we say, hey, it takes 20 clicks to get a sale, now you're spending $20 to sell a $150 product. You're getting $15 back because of the 10% brand referral bonus. So, you're really only spending $5 to get a sale on a $150 product. That's a couple of percent ACoS, 2-3%. We see that all the time. In fact, we have, I don't know if we have 100 yet, but many dozens of products, many dozens of products where the brand referral bonus is outpacing the ad cost. So somebody's spending $15 to get a sale and they're getting, $18 back every time from Amazon. So that's actually like an infinite return on ad spend situation where Amazon is covering all of the ad spend and extra. So really cool. It's not for all products. This is the outlier, not the rule, but definitely exists. So if anybody out there has got a product above $50 is usually where we can drive direct profit stream. I would recommend you highly research this and get a free audit from PixelMe. Another thing that separates us from the one or two other companies in the world that do this, and I'm not casting shade, I'm not being rude. I just think that we've invested a lot more money and put a lot more resources into our tool. We have an automatic keyword pauser. This is an actual screenshot from when we build the campaign inside of PixelMe. And to be clear, when you create a campaign inside of PixelMe, all the Amazon attribution tags are automatically included. All these automations will be set up ahead of time and will automatically pull in all the reporting that I mentioned before. But you can launch a Google campaign without ever going to Google. You can do it all from within PixelMe. So the automations we have a keyword pauser that you can set rules to say, if a keyword passes, let's say 50% ACoS and it's spent $100, we're going to automatically pause that keyword and reshuffle that spend to other keywords that are better performing. We also, when we switch from maximize clicks to manual CPC, we automatically adjust bids. So if we see that a campaign has a keyword that's performing well, we try to lower our cost per click to see if it can continue to perform well and get more clicks for the same budget. And while we're on budget, I should mention that we're having some pretty incredible results, and I can show you case studies. And we recommend starting off with just $25 per day per product. So this is not a huge investment. We have companies that are now spending $1,000 per day per product because they're in those 2% to 10% ACoS, examples I mentioned before. But we start off with a very, very low budget, and we never recommend increasing it unless it's a profit-driven campaign. After manual CPC, where we adjust those bids, we automatically switch to optimize per conversion after 20 conversions and a 45-day look back. And then we do the same thing with the cost per action. So there's a historical cost per action saying, hey, every $18 you spent, you got a sale. So we say, okay, get us a sale for every $18. And if they do that for a few days, we say, great, try to do it for 17, try to do it for 16, try to do it for 15. So we're telling Google to be more and more and more efficient. And then eventually Google says, you're being too cheap, Clayton. It's impossible. So then we stop. We put it right at where the budget is spending, but it's being completely efficient. We have automatic search term harvesting. Everything we launch based off a broad match. And if we see that a particular broad match, let's say white shirt, we're getting broad match keywords for white shirt for men, and we see that's outperforming the campaign, we will automatically add that keyword as an exact match. And you can set metrics around this. You can say, hey, it doesn't have to be outperforming the campaign by more than 30%, which is the default. You can say, I actually want it to be anything under 20% ACoS. I want to add an exact match. No problem. We can do that automatically too. And I should also mention that optimization for conversion works for Facebook and Instagram as well. What's coming next, and by next, I mean like in the next 20 days, I talked to the dev team yesterday, should be done by the end of October 2024, is that we're going to have automated keyword negation. So the same way that, we're grabbing those search terms and adding them as exact match, if a certain search term is not performing well, we can automatically negate it as well. That's just around the corner. We can guarantee right now already that you're in the buy box by using your seller merchant ID. So if you ever have hijackers or anything like that, we will not send the traffic ever to just the ASIN where they might have the buy box. We can guarantee that you are in the buy box at all times. And if at any time you fall out of the buy box organically, what is coming is we'll automatically pause the campaign because we can't, while we can send it directly to your buy box, if you run out of stock, for example, then it will reconnect to whoever does have the buy box at that moment. If you run out of stock, if you are suppressed, we've had situations like that where customers didn't know they were out of stock and we were running the ad, and that was a nightmare. So now we're going to make it to where we can see if you are out of stock, suppressed, etc. We'll automatically pause it. We're also coming up with two things that have been much requested. Annualized ACoS. Cosmetic companies, supplement companies, they want to know, okay, great, I have this many new-to-brand purchasers, but we also know that on average, a new-to-brand customer buys on average 6 more times in the following 12 months. And they want to have a thing called annualized ACoS that takes the new-to-brand customer and gives them a recalculated version of like what their metrics are most important for. So we're going to offer that to all brands, but it's really important for subscribe and save. And then last but not least, this was a big development lift, but by the end of the year, we'll have Performance Max, which is a type of Google ad that Google claims increases performance by 30%. It's in beta. We've done some testing. Sometimes it works a lot better. Sometimes it's about the same. Sometimes we've actually seen it be a bit worse. But we want to be able to offer that to our clients because it's been highly requested. So those are all right around the corner. The only one that will not be within the next couple of weeks is the Performance Max, which will be closer to the end of the year. A couple of case studies. I'll be honest with you, LISETT. We have 50 or more of these at this point. Marketing is like, well, what's the point of making any more? Like we've proven it. But I have a couple here.
We might need like a separate session just for the case studies, like 1 hour going through case studies, because I think in general, these case studies are super, super helpful because obviously those sellers are in different product categories. Their products are price different. I mean, the market situation overall is very different for all of the products. So I think this case studies just help to kind of see how it could potentially work for, our viewers as well. So thanks for, I think, including at least a few for today.
Yeah, I got a few. I don't have all 50. Don't worry. And yeah, you're spot on. That's something that's really important that you said. And that goes back to the idea of, getting a free audit, because, this is in the health and household category, but we're going to give you a completely different plan if you're in, electronic category, because we have data to say what, works in different categories. But for what it's worth, I'll go through a couple of these, and I always do my best to be like super transparent and super honest, prove it, like show you the good parts of a case study and the parts that might be concerning, but why we think it's still a fantastic idea for lower priced products. So this product was like a $14 product. It was a consumable, so you could not in your body, but something that you use in the kitchen on a regular basis. And what I like to point out first is the bad stuff here. The campaign here ended at a 73% ACoS. If you're just looking at that number, you're sitting here thinking, I don't want to invest any more money in this. But the bigger story here is that we increased rank on a 25,000 search volume keyword from number 7 to number 1. And that doesn't mean it blipped up to number 1 for a short amount of time. It means that this was steady for at least a week at the number 1 spot. And from a tacos perspective, we took them from a 40% tacos, which is not great. They're not probably making much money at those numbers, if any, down to an 11.7% tacos. And now this didn't happen overnight. They started in August, and it takes time to do this. But by the end of November, so September, October, November, 3 months later, their tacos had gone from 40% to 11.7%. And I know this seller personally. That's why I use these case studies, is because I can talk directly about it. They were knocking their head against the wall, trying to do everything, right? They'd been to conferences. They'd tried a lot of hacks. They've tried a lot of different things. This isn't really a hack. This is just feeding into the Amazon algorithm what they want, which is external traffic. So we've seen the bestseller rank went from 15,000 down to 2,500. The ACoS was high, but the tacos continued to decrease. And this customer is still with us and has been for over a year now. It's also like kind of crazy, but they actually, like, after they saw this increasing, they were like, hey, this is really working efficiently to increase my rank. And they decreased their ad spend, on Amazon significantly across these 3 to 4 months. And their tacos still improved by 70%. So really, really cool case study. Another one, very similar, cheaper product. This person was performing much better. They had a 15% tacos, but we were able to take them to cut that in about half to a 6.47% tacos. They went from number 11 to number 4 on a 75,000 search volume keyword. Their bestseller rank went from 101 to number 4. But again, I want to point out, cheap product, their ACoS was 82%. They looked at this the right way. They were on for the journey. This was August to November. So August, September, October, November, 4 months. And they understood that this was an investment. So when you're looking at it from a cheaper product perspective, either you're looking at it to rank, or you're looking at it for new to brand sales and to get new people in your funnel so that you can, capture that higher LTV. So one last cheap product, I shouldn't say cheap, I should say lower price. This is another one that had high ACoS, okay? But before using PixelMe, they were selling 70 units a week. After, they were selling 700 per week. These are the types of results that actually get me the most excited. I get excited still about, 2% ACoS, 3% ACoS, but what I really care is like, hey, am I changing this person's life? Am I changing their business in a meaningful way? When you can take somebody that's selling 70 a week to 700 per week, now they got other problems, right? They're worried about inventory management, but it's an awesome thing for them. It's a champagne problem, so to speak. And very similar, this had high ACoS, but they were able to decrease tacos, and it was just an incredible case study all around. Now, one case study on expensive products, just so that if there's anybody out there with products over $50, I'm going to be super transparent. This is an account with 25 products when we did this case study last year. This account is still with us. All of these accounts are still with us, but this one has continued to get better and better. They started with 25 products. Now they're up closer to 100 with us, but I do want to be transparent. I think 85% of their products with us are over $100. There's some that are in the $70, $80 range, but they happen to have a large catalog of higher priced products. And this is just our automations at work. This company always loves us when we jump on the call because they're like, whatever you're doing is working. But in all honesty, a lot of it is the technology, the automations behind the software that we've worked so hard and poured millions of dollars into. So like I said before, LISETT, week one's always the worst. This is where we're trying to get data from Google. We're trying to figure out what's working, what age range, gender, time of day, income level, marital status, and then we're feeding that information to a high degree of accuracy to Google on a click basis to say this click's converting, this one's not. And this is what happens over time in combination with optimizing for conversion and our automations like the keyword pauser, automated bidding, search term harvesting. We actually didn't have search term harvesting back and when this case study was invented. But the first week they were at 72% ACoS, nothing to write home about. Went down to 48 the next week. You fast forward to week 6, it's at 4% ACoS. This account is now at 2% ACoS, and they have a dozen or so products that are actually infinite return on ad spend, where they're getting more money back from Amazon than they're spending on Google. So this is an account that I think will be with us forever, unless, something changes with Amazon or significantly with their business. But this is what can happen with expensive products. To break it down, the rack rate price is $400 per product per month. This is for the technology. We also have a resource where if you want to meet monthly with a customer success manager that is Google Ads certified, that's 100% an option. A lot of clients take it because they have this running in the background and they want to make sure things are going well. So we offer that as a resource where you can jump on and somebody that's in charge of your account, same person every month, that is checking in on your account weekly, will say, this is what's happened over the past month. This is where your TACoS is, your BSR, your ACoS, your keyword ranks, go through everything and give you not just like a summary, but also a plan moving forward to say, my recommendation is that we actually increase the budget because you're at 6% ACoS. I think you should be doubling down on this. We don't have a percentage of ad spend model. So if you're paying $400 a month and you want to spend $1,000 a day, you can scale this and we don't take any percentage of that. If you say, hey, I want to do 15 products right off the jump, obviously like with all companies in the world, there's room for negotiation, but that $400 per product per month, what you're getting is the best in class technology. The only thing in the world that has the ability to optimize for conversion between Google, Facebook, and Instagram and Amazon due to the patent. And just a reminder, this is happening with $25 an ad spend. If I go back to all these case studies, this was all $25. All these lower priced products, they weren't hammering it. They weren't spending $100 a day or $1,000. We were doing a low budget and the goal was to increase rank. Now these people, they hammer the budget. These are where they say, let's do 500 a day, 1,000 a day. So it has to, make sense, but we're achieving a lot with a little is what we like to say. We do have a requirement of a contract for 6 months. We can give discounts if you come on for a year. We also have an onboarding fee that can be waived if you do a free seller investigators audit, which is our reimbursement tool that gets you money back for lost, damaged, and missing inbound goods. If you're already a seller investigators client, then there's no problem. You don't have to pay the $500 onboarding fee. But the reason we put this in place, number one, is transparently to, have customers using more of our tools. But in reality, what it usually led to was that we were able to find money that other people couldn't, and it actually paid for all of their PixelMe. So they didn't have to pull any money out of their pocket, which was really, really cool. And we partner with a few agencies. We in-house do not run meta ads. There's a few less optimizations on the meta, so Facebook and Instagram side, but we have fantastic agency partners where if you guys want to get a free audit, we can still tell you if there's a high likelihood that you'll have success. And then we'll link you up with our partners that have decades of meta experience. We were very picky with the agencies we partnered with. And the people that they have been running Facebook and Instagram ads for over 10 years. So that's kind of what PixelMe can do, what you're getting if you join, how much you can expect to pay. And if you want to get a free audit, there's a QR code here where you just enter in some of your ASINs and we'll give you back a bunch of free information, jump on a call and go from there. And in full transparency, like we tell a lot of people, no, we don't recommend this. Carbon 6 is a unique software platform. We have a lot of tools that we can offer to clients. And the last thing we want to do is try to sell them something they don't need or it's not going to work for them. So instead of doing that, our sales team would be much more likely to either refer you to another service that we don't offer or to refer you to a service that we do offer that could better help your business. But our entire customer success team has a retention of above 95%. And that's because we're bringing the right products through the door and we're taking care of our customers. Last but not least, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into like some data, our marketing team has built an awesome white paper that goes through a little bit of everything we kind of just discussed in more detail. So feel free to scan the QR code here, get more information. And then last but not least, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, if you have any, niche questions or thoughts or concerns, I'm always available as well. And then of course, my team is too. So if there's any really, really high level or deep questions, I'll jump in and get personally involved, but our team has been very, very professionally trained. They've been at this for a couple of years now. So in 90% of cases, they're going to give you the same answer. 95% of the cases, they're going to give you the exact same answer I would. And if they don't know some really, really off the wall question, they'll get me involved, but feel free to reach out to me personally as well.
Well, thank you so much for such a detailed and clear presentation, running us through all of the details about like the strategy behind it, like why Amazon at all should think about running external traffic to Amazon, but also introducing PixelMe. And also, yeah, thanks for also being transparent about how these things work. And yeah, really, we don't have a glass ball to kind of predict results. So the only thing we can do is kind of to test out to see what works for our products and what not. So yeah, that was a good point from you as well. And actually about kind of testing out PixelMe for products as a seller. So you did say that there is the minimum contract. So I assume the 6 months is also connected a little bit like how much time actually sellers should kind of wait to even get some initial results or feedback if it works. Because I think a lot of people might assume that they should see, let's say, the first results within weeks, even though also on Amazon within advertising, it takes time first to gather data, then even understand what there is, and then start to like optimize. So what would you say, is the 6 month period something you would always recommend to kind of wait and go for to even see if that's a good fit for the product?
Yeah, that's a great question. Generally, I would say like by 4 months, it's very clear. In full transparency, we have awesome results sometimes at month 1 or month 2, but we want people that really understand and buy in, like just in the same way that, we want them to understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint, that we want customers that are serious about growing their business, that look at this as an investment and are along for the ride. I'll be transparent with you. Our retention is so high these days because often what happens is after 3 or 4 months, a customer will call and say, hey, I would like to go to a year contract and I'd like to get the better price that you offered me when we did, they had our initial conversation. So that's actually becoming more and more and more common these days. But you're right. With the hopes of like overperforming and under promising, I would say that you should expect this process to take 3 to 4 months before you really look it over with a fine tooth comb. But that's where those monthly calls come in with the optional customer success manager, where they can start pointing stuff out that maybe somebody that doesn't live in PixelMe every day wouldn't see. Customers, right, have a tendency to hyper focus on ACoS. So if they log into PixelMe and they don't know how to navigate all of it perfectly well, we do our best job to make it as user-friendly as possible. But if they don't know how to, navigate and see tacos and check all their keyword ranks and see that they used to be ranked at, number 21 and now they're ranked at number 6, things like that, they might think that something else in their business changed and that's why they're doing better. So we really dive into like some questions on those calls if anybody has concerns. But a lot of times, like you have to dig another level deeper, not just look at ACoS to see the effect that this is having for your rank, for your BSR, for your tacos, all those things. That's a long-winded answer. The short answer is like usually 3 to 4 months you have good results, especially if you've gone through the process where you've given us your products. We can look at the scorecard, everything else. For anybody out there that doesn't want customer success managers, that just sign up for PixelMe themselves, and we have some clients like that. We've had people sign up, we didn't even know they did for a while, and they have 15 products with us and they're killing it. So that's great. But we have other people that have signed up with 10 different products and they call us and they say, hey, I'm thinking about canceling. Could you maybe give me a better price? And they've never met with a customer success manager. This is a small percentage, right? Small percentage of clients, but it's happened. And with those people, we usually say, hey, let us take a deep dive into your business. Let us look at all this, and then we'll see what we can do. Usually, we're able to uncover a lot of wins that they didn't even know they had. And we show them all this in a report, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that. And that's always a fun conversation. So, and then, you know, it often leads to, well, how do I do this with more products? And can I meet with you monthly? So that's, we've had some people like sneak through, so to speak, in a good way. And then they come and meet our team, and they want to work with them more closely. So I recommend using the customer success resource that we offer.
Okay, yeah, makes sense, because it's additional pair of eyes looking at the things, but like on a better level, because as you said, like they breathe and live PixelMe, so they do notice things that likely sellers sometimes miss, right? And regarding to the platform, so you mentioned it kind of works the best with Google and Meta ads. Is there kind of like, how can I say, like, could you summarize what is usually the go-to platform like first if sellers would like sign up with PixelMe? Is it like depending on the product category, pricing? Is there anything like kind of to know about when sellers are thinking like, okay, I should try it out, but now I'm kind of thinking I want to do one first, let's say, which one should it be?
It's a great question. So 90% of the time I recommend Google, because Google works very similarly to Amazon, right? When you're on Facebook or Instagram, most people aren't searching white shirt, but on Google they are. They're typing in basketball hoop or, you know, headphones, whatever it may be. So it's search based. So the idea that the specific keyword is going from Google to Amazon, I think helps more with the increase in organic rank. When I would recommend Instagram and Facebook is for products that specifically prove to be pretty hard, like shoppable products. Getting back to clothing, jewelry, gift boxes are very shoppable, believe it or not. You know, they might like 10 things in the gift box, but they might not like 2, so they keep iterating, looking for the perfect gift. So in those situations, I recommend 1 or 2 things. If you have a really well built out storefront with lots of clothing options, lots of colors, lots of sizes, then let's try to send Google traffic to your storefront. That can be very successful. But if you have kind of a unique niche product that is shoppable, we recommend Facebook and Instagram there, because people can see the images. They can, you know, it's more of a place where it's, I guess, better for shoppable products. In general, we see better results on Google. So even though like a product might do better on Facebook or Instagram than it would on Google, good on Facebook and Instagram is a little bit less good than good on Google. We just generally see that the ACoS is usually a little bit higher. Google ad costs have maintained like decently steady. They've increased just like all ad costs have, but not at the same rate as on Amazon advertising, which just continues to increase and increase and increase. Where Facebook and Instagram, like if I was working at Facebook or Instagram, I would say, hey guys, we can get a lot more ad dollars if we actually decrease our cost, because a lot of these people are not, you know, profitable directly. So I think that Facebook and Instagram, that's where you have a talk with our partner agencies and see if, you know, you can get, whether it be a CPM model from impressions or cost per click, if you can get numbers that really make sense for your business. And I think that that's where you need to focus on higher LTV, right? And bundling and trying to sell more than one shirt in different sizes. And so it works. Don't get me wrong. Don't let me give that impression. It absolutely works. But we just find that Facebook and Instagram are a fit for certain types of products. And even with those certain types of products, you have to have a good plan, and you have to like really coordinate with the agency to make sure that they understand what your business goals are. If it's new to brand customers, if it's just, hey, I need to sell out of this inventory because I'm getting crushed by, you know, inventory costs or whatever it may be, just having like a holistic conversation about your business, because how you set up those campaigns are really important. Where with Google, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to increase rank. We're going to grow the pie for you, and we're going to decrease your tacos. Facebook and Instagram is another animal where I'll be honest, I'm not like a super expert at it. I know enough to be dangerous, but that's why I partnered with people that are smarter than me on the Facebook side.
That's a good thing. That's why also Amazon sellers should also be among other sellers and people who are smarter than them, because then they can learn new things and learn from others' experiences foremost, because I think through experiences we learn usually the most. Well, I had a great time yeah, going through these updates. Also looking forward to see when you launch the updates you mentioned to the tool itself as well. And thanks again for taking the time to join me. And if you're watching this video and you have any questions about running external traffic to Amazon or about PixelMe specifically, then leave your questions as comments under the video, and we're going to also include all of the most important links to the video description below as well. So Clayton, thanks again, and I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you, Lisette. I had a great time.
I hope by watching this video you will understand how you can boost your Amazon product rankings using external traffic. If you are interested to try what PixelMe does and how they help with external traffic, check the link below in the video description. And if you have additional questions about this strategy or PixelMe, you are welcome to leave them in the comment section below, and we will ask Carbon 6 team to answer those questions. And don't forget to hit like if you enjoy our content, and if you want to hear more from us, hit subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. And now I recommend you to watch another video where you will learn more external traffic strategies for your Amazon product. So check this out.